Hey, I'm Michael Artsis. You're watching BeTerrific. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm with Bill Shea at his place, and it is back in time. This is Back to the Future.
Well, thanks so much for coming. Welcome to my Back to the Future barn. It didn't start out as a Back to the Future barn, but it certainly has turned into that.
What do we have here?
Well, we now have a full house, as my wife would say. There is no room for any more, but I always say there's always room for one more. So off to our right here, we have the actual hero car from Part 3, which is the desert car. It is a Volkswagen dune buggy that they put the DeLorean body back on. There's plenty of shots from the movie that this is actually in. And off to my left here, we have the hero truck from Parts 2 and 3. This is the 1985 Toyota pickup truck that we found, we restored, and now have it back looking like a diamond. This is so important because we even have the visor that Michael J. Fox signed because the truck had been leased to Universal. And when it was about to go back to the owner, he wrote, "Keith, many thanks. See you on something else, I'm sure, Michael J. Fox."
Wow.
So they actually signed the visor. So we've preserved the visor. And
It's
over
amazing.
here, behind you, we have a 1974 Volkswagen Bus, just like the one that was in the movie. There was only one of them, and they literally destroyed that. So we found an exact identical model and style. We restored it. And, oh, by the way, did you happen to see the license plate just like the Libyans?
Wow. That's amazing. You got it.
Yeah. You see, Doc?
Yeah.
Yep. So, and then we have the Libyans there. We got the mannequins that look just like the guys that were used in the movie, and we freeze framed a lot of the parts of the movie in order to make sure we had the accurate clothing and accurate equipment.
This is the tribute car from Film 1, right?
That's correct. And in Film 1, they had like 3 variations of the car. The very first one that had the plutonium reactor in the back where Doc drops the plutonium in to make it time travel. A little bit later with the lightning rod when he's actually back on Main Street and trying to get back to 1985. And then at the very end, when they make the transition between the first and second movie and they change the rear deck and they actually have the Mr. Fusion. So people who have done the time machines choose to do one of the 3. For the time being, we have it set up like for that middle one that I mentioned, but we can change that over. In fact, next year I think we're going to change the rear deck and make it into the end of Part 1 and do the Mr. Fusion because everybody recognizes that. And
The most.
yeah,
That's
I think
cool.
so.
But I like the bumper car look with the
Yeah.
end of or going back to the future,
And
going
we
back
actually-
to the present.
Yeah, we actually consulted with Kevin Pike on that, and he told us that the lightning rod was nothing more than a deep-sea fishing rod, and my father-in-law, God rest his soul, was a deep-sea fisherman. So
Worked out perfectly.
We worked out, and so I'm kind of taking him with us when we go on some of our appearances.
It's awesome. And then you've got the process car right here, which is how they would fly, shoot the shots of the flying. They'd put a green screen behind it, and these guys would be flying it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is literally the cockpit. The front and the back is gone. They didn't need to have those components, and so the interior was set up so that they could film some of the close-up shots. And this was used by Universal Studios for a special effects exhibit that they had when they had the ride. So
It's awesome. All this stuff is awesome, and you have a lot of real props here
You
as well,
bet, yeah.
including the outfit from 3, the shirt from number 1, the real shirt, it's back there, and some other really cool props, the hoverboards and the remote control. You can look around the room, and you should, because this is a 360 video, so please do that. I'm Michael Artsis. Check out some more stuff on BeTerrific.com. Hopefully you enjoyed this 360 video. Be terrific.